Good afternoon and welcome back to another Number Sense Tips and Tricks video. Today's topic is going to be multiplying by 25 and multiplying by 75. The reason why I call this lesson the fast food trick is because it involves comparing certain numbers to a dollar. And in fast food, 4 quarters equal a dollar. Let's go ahead and get started. In number sense, a valuable lesson that I have learned over time is that decimal places do not matter until it's actually time to finalize your answer. Let me show you what I mean by that. Take a look at our first practice problem, 84 times 25. We already know that from our experience in moving down the line that this is going to give us a large answer. However, we can get to that large answer much faster by comparing certain numbers to fractions. So for the sake of this lesson, we're going to be comparing the number 25 to 1 quarter. And if you'll remember, there are 4 quarters in $1. So we can compare the number 25 to 1 quarter, because 25 cents is 1 quarter of $1. So the idea is this. I'm not going to do 84 times 25 in my head. I'm going to shift the decimal place over 2 places and do 84 times 0.25. I'm going to cut this number down and get 1 quarter of its value. If doing 84 times 0.25 is difficult in your head, one method that I like to use is cutting the number in half twice, because 1/2 times 1/2 equals 1/4. So my mental math approach goes like this. Half of 84 is 42. Half of 42, one more time, is 21. And believe it or not, you basically already have your answer. 21 would be your answer. However, we multiplied by 0.25, not 25. So if we move the decimal place back over 2 digits in this direction, we can add 2 zeros to our answer. And just like that, we're finished. 84 times 25 is 2100. Now that we know the basic idea, let's try that again in another problem set. 166 times 25. Again, I'm not going to multiply it by 25. I'm going to multiply it by 0.25. I'm going to try to find a quarter of this number, so let's start breaking it in half multiple times. Half of 166 is 83. Half of 83 is 41.5. Now, don't write the decimal, but 41.5 was my answer. But I'm not multiplying by 0.25, I'm multiplying by 25. So I'm going to shift the decimal over 2 places again to get my answer of 4,150. Now the next lesson is multiplying by 75s. And what you'll notice right away once we get started is this is the exact same thing that we just did, except you're not comparing a number to 1 quarter, you're going to compare this number of 75 to 3 quarters. You now have 3 quarters of a dollar. So for this problem, my approach remains the same. I'm going to try to find 1 quarter of 76. So I'm going to start cutting it in half. Half of 76 is 38. Half of 38 is 19. Now, if I was multiplying it by 25, you already know the answer would be 1900. But this time I'm multiplying it by 75. I have 3 quarters. So for our last step, we're going to multiply 19 by 3 to get 57. And then, just like last time, we're going to shift the decimal place over 2 spaces to get our answer of 5,700. Finally, if you'd like to pause the video, try to do the last one on your own. 42 times 75. What would the answer be using the 3/4 trick? All right, your first step to this problem. Cut 42 in half to get 21. Cut it in half one more time to get 10.5. And because 75 is 3/4, we're going to multiply this value by 3 to get 31.5. And lastly, we shift the decimal place over 2 spaces to get 3,150. Hopefully you guys now feel equipped to tackle problem set 1.23 and 1.24. Do your best, and as always, go Cats.